Welcome to the very first episode of Dow to the Wire, where we break down the game, the grind, and the great moments. I'm your host, Dylan Dow. I'm kicking things off strong with the hometown hooper himself, from Ivy League basketball to San Diego State Aztecs. My man, Kimo Ferrari, is in the building.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
It's a pleasure.
It's going to be a great podcast, and I'm honored to be the first guest.
Let's do it. To start off, I just had a question. So you're from San Diego, Francis Parker, but what really started your love for basketball? At like what age?
It's got to be my parents. They've always put a ball in my hand, whatever it is, tennis, soccer, baseball, basketball. So, just from a young age, I always knew I wanted to be involved with sports. And as you grow a little bit older, I kind of gravitated towards basketball. I played a little baseball, a little tennis, but as like a little kid, like you just want to play basketball. It's more upbeat. You're with your friends, and it's just, to me, it was more fun. So that's why I gravitated to baseball.
Did you have like a favorite player, favorite team growing up?
I was a big Lakers fan.
Lakers.
I love that Lakers team in 2008, the Kobe days. I think that's your Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Sasha Vujacic, Luke Walton, all those guys. So, yeah, I was a huge Lakers fan.
Are you still a Lakers fan?
A little bit. To be honest with you, this might not be very popular. I'm not too much of a LeBron fan. Right. But right now, I really like Steph. So, I'm a big Warriors fan. So, yeah, I follow Steph. I love Steph.
I was going to ask you, so do you have like a player that you roll your game after? Or?
I would say there's a mixture. Not a lot of guys really play the exact same way, so kind of just grab bits and pieces of guys that I really like to replicate. So obviously a little bit of Steph. I love Davion Mitchell at Baylor and what he did at the Kings. And then you just got to take little bits and pieces. Darius Garland, all those type of like little guards. You really just got to replicate your game after that, guys.
Right on. So you said you like other sports, baseball and stuff. I know you're a Padres fan. Do you got a favorite Padres player or anything?
Yeah, Tatis. Obviously it's very common for a basketball player to wear 23. Mm-hmm. But for me, number 4 was obviously my first pick. Not obviously my first pick, but it was my first pick. And then once that wasn't available, I went to 23 just because that's when Tatis was coming up. And I just wanted Tatis, man. He's got the city on lock right now.
Yeah. So, being from San Diego, I'm from San Diego as well. Outside of like basketball and school, like what do you like to do out here in San Diego?
What's there not to do in San Diego? Go to the beach, hang out with some friends, get some good Mexican food. All the typical San Diego stuff.
You got a favorite spot or anything?
JV's. It's in Linda Vista. It's close to my high school, Francis Parker. But JV's Taco Shop on Marina Boulevard.
Nice. Definitely have to try that out.
Yeah.
But speaking of Francis Parker High School, what was like that 2018 CIF run like for you?
2018 CAF run was pretty cool. I just transferred in there from Saints, so I was the new kid. I played my first game in January, which is pretty late. I'm grateful that CIF cleared me for that year, and then it was really cool. Obviously you're a little nervous when you go to your school for the first time, so winning a CIF championship with those guys really just brought us closer, and those are still some of my best friends today.
Do you have any like names that are playing college basketball now or anything?
2018. I don't think so. My 2020 senior year was really good. I got to play with Camden McCormick, who's on UCSD right now. My brother, who plays at New York University. Nice. Orion Shamikoglu, who's at Colorado College in Colorado Springs. And then just some other like Apollo Shamikoglu, who plays football at Pomona-Pitzer. All those guys, Justin, Daryl, Miles, those are all my guys. Jay Smoove, all those guys.
So your senior year was 2020. Did you have like any issues with COVID? I know.
Yeah, it was March, so I feel like the 2020 graduates for high schoolers have been a little bit unlucky. We had COVID, and then 2024 there's been some riots or the Palestinian protests that shut down some college graduations. So those guys are my class has been a little unlucky, but still, you can't complain.
What's like playing at Brown, being on like the East Coast, the Ivy League ball compared to like the Mountain West?
It's definitely a little bit different. I'm grateful for my experience at Brown. I got to play a lot. I'm grateful that Coach Martin gave me that opportunity to start my Division I career. And I would say the biggest difference is just the physicality. Mountain West, it's just really physical. The refs really let you play. And then just the size that you're going against defenders. And then everyone's just a little stronger and has a little bit more length. So, I would say that's the biggest difference.
What was the transfer portal like for you, going from like Brown to San Diego State?
It's stressful. I would say a lot of kids, if you're really not sought after, it's really kind of like you're doing high school recruiting again. You don't know where you're going to go. You're trying to find a good fit. Obviously, for the Ivy League, you only get 4 years there once you start your clock. So I wanted to go back to Brown if I had the choice, but the Ivy League kind of pushes you out the nest, and they make you transfer, which I really particularly don't like. And I know a lot of the Ivy League transfers don't like it at all. But it's definitely a little stressful. But I'm so happy I got a good spot at San Diego State.
Right on. It's back at home.
Yeah, back at home, like we said, you can't beat San Diego. There's so much to do. It's a great city. So
yeah. Any other milestones we missing? Maybe your senior night.
Senior night was
That's
crazy.
A big one. That's a big
one. With the Ivy League rules, only 4 teams make it to the postseason tournament. So I got a little bit lucky. I got a Dartmouth team that really wasn't playing for too much. They're playing a little bit of a zone. I'm a shooter. Kind of played into my cards, and one fell down and kind of felt good from there, and just ended up having a pretty good career night there. So it was good.
So like every hooper, they hit walls. So what are like some challenges you face, and how do you overcome them?
I feel like you always got to remember your why. At least for me, there's obviously you're going to face a lot of adversity, not just in basketball and life, but it's why you get up and do what you do every single day. That really keeps you moving forward. For me, it was the love and passion of the game, and just all the support that my family gave me. So whenever I hit a little wall, whether it's not, I'm not shooting well, I'm not playing well, I really just remember back to me being like a little kid. And I mean, this is just a little like childhood game, and I love playing this, so that's why I'm doing it.
What's it like balancing academics and athletics? How is there a challenge right there? I know usually you don't have a lot of time. You're at practice, games, traveling. So how do you kind of balance that?
I would say every single freshman in college kind of faces this problem, because you're asked so much of your time in terms of academics and athletics, that the one key tool you have to lean on is your time management. So you're gonna have to really plan out your days just in advance of what tasks and things you have to do for the upcoming day, and really just try and plan your priorities around that. Whether it's you have it's tough. You have a 2-hour practice. You could be having lifting for an hour, and then in the middle of that, you got to recover, get your meals in, and then after all that, it's like 5-6 p.m. and you're exhausted, and now you got to go study. So there's also a little bit of discipline to it as well.
That kind of leads me to my next question. What does your typical day look like? In season and out of season.
In season, it's usually wake up around 8. I know it's a little later, but I've had a great coach at Brown, Sammy Hirsch, who taught me all about sleep. You need to get your 8-9 hours of sleep. That's the best thing you could do as an athlete. But then you're waking up, going to lift around 9 o'clock, getting some breakfast in after that. So it's around like 11 o'clock after you're done with that. You're getting off your feet, and then we always practice at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3. And then sometimes I'll have classes. And like on my long days, I'll have class from like 4 to 9:30. But some days I don't have class, which is lucky. So then I can just do a little homework, relax a little bit, and then watch some sports, watch some college basketball, NBA, Padres, whatever's on. So yeah.
Are you on campus, or are you back at home?
A little off campus, like a mile and a half from the gym. So basically on campus, but it's not affiliated with San Diego State. And then I'm living with Wayne McKinney, the other hometown kid. So all our Dago boys stick together.
He's from Coronado,
the island. Yeah, so we talk about that a decent bit.
Yeah, I like Wayne. He's a good player. That's actually one of my questions for later. We'll save that for later, though.
All right.
Yeah. What does kind of like a game day look like for you?
Game day, the mornings are really slow. That's the one thing I hate about the Mountain West, or maybe San Diego State, is we're always on national TV, and we always get the 8 p.m. time slot, so it's really late in the day. I think shoot-arounds, I want to say, are about 6 hours before the game. So we'll have shoot-around like 2 to 3. You're preparing for the team, going over the scout, final touches, having a team meal. That's around like 3. And then you get back to your apartment around like 4, get off your feet, and I'm getting my mind right around like 6 o'clock, heading over to the gym at like 6:15 and going through like a good hour and a half warm-up before the 8 p.m. tip.
So that's a home game, right?
That's a home game.
What is an away game?
Away game, it's actually worse because obviously
traveling.
Yeah, traveling, and you're just kind of stuck in a hotel. You're kind of just thinking about the game the whole day. But it's pretty typical of the same thing. If there's it's usually a little earlier on the road. Say it's like 6 o'clock, we'll go to the arena around like 11 o'clock for a shoot around. going over that for an hour. Then we'll have pregame meal about 4 hours before the game. So if it's a 6 o'clock game, 2 o'clock meal, and kind of just that whole time in between, you're just in your hotel room. There's really not much to do. Coaches, trainers, they all don't want you like out of your room. They want you to stay off your feet. So you're really just in your room, just doing whatever you can to keep your mind at ease and off the game.
I feel like in the Mountain West it's like really unspoken about, but the altitude and like the different cities, like how do you prepare for that? Like how does it affect you personally?
I mean, we had a really good trainer in Sergio Ibarra at San Diego State. So we're doing beet juice before getting our, I want to say, oxygen levels just adjusted with that type of stuff. So he's got a lot of like nuances that are really good. But altitude, I've never been to elevation, and I didn't really think it was going to be a factor until I went there. And oh man, it is tough to play in some of those altitude places. So that's a huge home court advantage for those guys. And especially, I think when we went to go play at Air Force, a couple of us were sick, and it was rough. You're playing for like 2 minutes, and you feel like you're gassed after like 30 seconds, and like your legs are gone, your lungs are gone immediately. So it's a tough spot to play at.
Is there like a favorite away spot you got to play at? Like,
for the Mountain West or for in general?
Both.
I would say for the Ivy League, I loved playing. It's a tough question. Harvard had the nicest gym, I would say, but I always saw the basket really well at Cornell. And then for the Mountain West, the coolest environment I think I would say I was in would probably be the Pit.
The Pit, yeah.
Yeah, the Pit was
toughest to
crazy.
play in.
Like, it wasn't a good experience because we never were really close in that game. It was one of our worst losses this year, but you got to respect
Just
those
the
Albuquerque
atmosphere,
fans.
yeah.
So it'll be cool to go play there again next year.
I would think the Pit is pretty hard, but it kind of compares to Viejas.
Yeah. What do you see on TV when you see like some of those places?
So even like the Pit, you could hear it through the TV.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other like Air Force, like no one's really there. Like Colorado State, I feel like gave you guys a good crowder.
A little bit, I would say. Yeah, they were definitely there early. It definitely got a little bit loud, but the Pit was just next level. I mean, Viejas is pretty cool. I'm curious to hear what your opinion is on Viejas from like the fans' perspective.
Yeah, it gets pretty loud in there.
Yeah.
Even on TV, like you feel like you're in the stadium as well in the arena.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, it's definitely a huge home court advantage for us. Viejas, the show, all the students that show up to that, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
What about Thomas and Mack? How do you feel about playing over there?
Thomas and Mack, I don't think UNLV had too many fans. We were there the first place.
I know you guys played the players there as well.
That was at MGM Grand.
Oh, MGM
So
Grand.
that was in Las Vegas, and that was really cool, especially for me coming from Brown, where it's really good competition out there, but when you're playing in the Players era, I mean, we played Creighton, Oregon, Houston, and then behind us is Alabama, Rutgers, who has like the top 3 picks in the draft. So some of the talent that you were watching, like courtside, because they got us pretty good tickets too when we weren't playing, it was surreal, and like that was pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to it next year. The field next year is crazy.
I think they're adding a couple more, like 8 more teams.
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's basically like a Sweet 16 with no upsets.
Wow,
basically, I mean, it's like going to be all top 25 teams.
The Aztecs, they got a couple good wins out there. What was it? Creighton, Houston. That was a really good game. Overtime, I remember that game.
Houston,
really
yeah, Houston was insane. I mean, you saw it; they could have been national champions that easily, and like to think that we beat them.
How does that feel for you?
It was cool. I mean, I knew our group was special. I didn't know how special it was going to be, and that kind of validated it for us. I mean, yeah, we respected Houston with the utmost respect, and we knew they were going to be like a top 10 team in the for the rest of the way coming.
Talking about competition, is there like the toughest like defender like team this year? You would say?
Toughest competition. I mean, New Mexico. They were tough to beat, especially at the Pit. They just seemed like one step faster than out there. And then I would say, yeah, New Mexico was tough for us.
Donovan Dent. He's quick.
I respect Dent. Yeah, I think he's going to be one of the best point guards in basketball next year. I mean, the way he sees the pick and roll, how quick he is, yeah, his defensive skills, he's second to none in terms of point guards in the country.
Anything out of the Mountain West, you would say? Anything tough?
In terms of what?
In Ivy League, or like
Ivy
non-conference.
Ivy League. I mean, I don't think I have one win against Yale over like seven games, so they were pretty tough. They're probably the cream of the crop in terms of Ivy League, but Yale was definitely toughest in conference, and then we played a lot of good out of conference teams. Played USC, UNC, some of these better teams. But I couldn't really name one, but yeah, I mean, almost they're all Division I players. So if they're going on that one particular day, it's pretty hard to beat them.
Right on. So you mentioned you watching at the players there, like guys like Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper. Anyone else like that caught your eye?
I mean, Dylan Harper immediately. I think there's like an it factor that some players have, and he kind of just moves differently. He kind of glides on the court. It was pretty funny. I was talking with Taj DeGroville on the way back. He said he glitches to the court, like the way he can just glitch to the basket, and like you don't understand how he gets to the basket. Like he kind of just makes everyone move like a step slower out there. Alabama, Mark Sears was pretty good. He had some pretty good games out there, and then yeah, let's just say overall good team basketball from Houston and Texas A&M.
Yeah. So as a college basketball player, do you like still fill out a bracket or?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, no betting. We're not allowed to do that and don't partake in any of that stuff. But you want to fill out a bracket. You want to have a couple upsets. And yeah, you just want to like see how you would do and see how perfect you can make your bracket. I mean, you're never going to be perfect. But my brother this year was really good. He had the number 30th ranked bracket in the world.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think he got like 4 matchups wrong. It was insane.
That's crazy.
How'd you do?
I had you guys going all the way.
That's how it is everywhere.
That's how it is every year.
Well, we're in the first 4, so they let you fill it out again, don't they?
I didn't.
Yeah,
I was kind of upset.
Yeah, I like that.
But I mean, the closest I got was when they went to the Final Four when Lamont hit that game winner.
Yeah, I like it. Whenever the Aztecs win, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been a big Aztec guy, Padre guy. I'm a hometown guy, and then I really like the Clippers too because Kawhi he played at State as well.
Oh yeah, you gotta respect Kawhi.
The Claw.
Not a Lakers fan?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big LeBron guy either.
All right, I like that. I like you even more now.
Oh my God, this is the most important question. I missed it. How did you get the nickname Mo Money? Was that at Brown or where was that at?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. So obviously my name's Kimo, and I've never met another Kimo in my life. And then I go to Brown, and the kid in the class below me is Kino. And so at first people were trying to like call us Kimo and Kino, but we kept getting mixed up. The coaches were like get frustrated, so I ended up becoming Mo, and then he became K. And like that at Brown, I mean I never had a nickname until I got to Brown. It was Mo, and then when I started making shots, it was Mo Money.
Nice. Yeah, that's the clothing brand.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I heard you say that, I was like, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah, he gave me one of the coolest hoodies. I should have wore it today, but Mo Money, and it's got the 858, which is my area code as well, which is crazy because most people associate 619. Yeah.
That's the question I was wanting to ask you.
Yeah, that was a crazy coincidence. It's one of my favorite hoodies.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I know Bird loves his too.
He wears it?
Yeah. I'm trying to get him to match with me, but he doesn't really want to match.
Probably not. He doesn't seem like a guy to match.
No.
So let's kind of go more into like what is playing like at San Diego State, like playing under Dutch.
Dutch is, I mean,
got his bobblehead right there.
I think there's a reason why he won National Coach of the Year a couple of years ago. He's the ultimate player's coach. If you got something wrong, like you know, his door's always open. You can go talk to him. The freedom that he gives us on offense really just allows us to be players, and then obviously we're known for defense. And he starts it. He's the guy that puts in all the work for us in the summer, teaches us all the fundamentals, and when it comes down to February and March, we just execute what he says. And there's a reason why San Diego State's in the position it is now. Dutch is one of the best coaches I've ever been around.
That was like leading into my next question. Like Dutch really does he emphasize that defense and the hustle?
Yeah. On offense, we can do whatever we want. Obviously, within some team limits, taking good shots, what's reasonable. But the one trade-off is we gotta defend and we gotta rebound, and we understand that, and we'll do that every single day for him. Yeah.
Right on there. You're one of my favorite players to watch. Whenever you're on the court, I see you running after rebounds. Your defense is crazy. Like.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we got hustle as little guards out there.
Is there a favorite moment from this season?
Favorite moment from the season? Might be the Houston win.
Houston.
Yeah, I mean, that was the end of the Players Air tournament. We knew they were going to be really good as a team. And, I mean, I've always watched Houston these past couple of years, and I've always respected their program. So
You guys are kind of similar in a way. Both
definitely,
Houston,
yeah, definitely. Really just tough coaches, tough programs, emphasize defense. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. That win, I think, was probably my favorite moment.
I think my favorite one with your roommate, Mr. Wayne McKinney, against Air Force.
Yeah.
At Air Force, that game winner. What was that like? What was going through your mind?
I mean, we just played Air Force, I want to say 2 weeks prior, and we beat them by 30 or 40 points. So we weren't taking them lightly at all. But when it gets into the second half and they're up at points and it's a close game, obviously it gets a little bit tight on our end because we feel like we should beat them. They're still a really good team. But for Wayne to bail us out in a sense where we were down one and he kind of went end to end in 3 seconds. I mean, that was cool. We felt like we dodged a bullet, and we felt like we just caught a second wind after that.
Yeah, that was. I remember watching that on TV. It did not feel real.
No.
I think he was in like 2.5 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's quick. So, and then Dutch drew up a great play. Jared had a great screen, and we just executed and got out of there with the really much needed win.
Are those kind of like scenarios you guys do in practice? Or?
A little bit. We always have something that we could pull out given a specific scenario, down one, down two, different times. But I think we had gone over that play before. It's called crack screen, which is what Jared laid down. And then, we just executed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
You as a coach, you have 1 second left. Who are you giving the ball to with this year's roster?
Depends. Do we need a 2 or a 3?
Say a 3. Say both. First, let's talk about a 3. Who are you giving it to?
I would say whoever's going hot at the moment. We had a lot of good shooters. So, yeah, 3 is tough. I would say whoever's shooting it well at the moment. We had a lot. I mean, Bird, Nick Boyd, BJ, Goon. I'm probably missing a couple guys there. And then
Wayne,
2, Wayne.
You, yourself.
Wayne. Yeah, myself. So, Wayne could also be a possibility. But yeah, whoever's going. And then 2-pointer. I don't know. I'm either getting inside to Goon or Heidi, maybe even Pharaoh, or I'm just having one of our guards drive in there. That's the beauty of our team. We have so many options. So yeah, can't go wrong with any of them.
No. Speaking of that Air Force game, you guys are at home at Viejas. In the first half, you guys go down 12. Coach Dutch puts you in the game. Yeah. What does he tell you before you check in?
It's mostly Coach Velasquez. He's more in charge of the subs, so he just tells me to check in. It was during a media timeout, so media timeouts you have like 2 minutes before you go back out there. So I was mostly just trying to get my head in the correct space and really just doing anything I could to make some winning plays. I don't think I really made too many shots that game, but had a lot of hustle plays. Just tried to bring energy and just try and turn that game around in any way possible.
I mean, I've been there at Viejas. I've seen it on TV. Every time you touch the ball, the crowd goes crazy. Like, how does that feel for you? And, like, how do you keep your composure in those moments?
It's cool. Keeping my composure. I just play the game, like, the right way. Just keep making the simple plays, making the correct plays. And then just looking back on it in the season, I mean, it was really cool. I mean, I'm from San Diego. I go to all those Padre games. So I'm the one cheering for those guys. So being cheered for was pretty surreal for all the San Diegans. So I loved that.
Is there, like, your favorite game from this year at Viejas? I would say the last one, New Mexico, or even the senior. I didn't get to make it to that game. I could not find tickets for that game. Yeah,
it was packed. Favorite game at Viejas? Yeah, probably New Mexico. Magoon had just gone down at Utah State. We faced a little adversity. So we really needed that win, and to win without Magoon, who's like one of our crucial players, was pretty special. We had a lot of guys step up. Miles Heidi was really good down the stretch. He doesn't get enough credit for what he did.
I think him and Farrell really stepped up when Goon went down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I remember that game. I was actually standing right there, and I think it was either Miles Heidi threw a lob to Miles Bird, or someone threw a lob to Miles Bird, and I went crazy. But what's it like playing with guys like Bird and Boyd and all them?
They're special. So you kind of put them in the right spaces and just positions, and you let them do what they do. So at Brown, we had a lot of talented players, but some of these guys and what they could do with the ball and their athleticism was pretty cool to watch up front, and really it's no surprise just seeing how much work they put in day out. So yeah.
Is there like a person you have to guard at practice? Who's the toughest person to guard?
It's underrated, but he didn't really get too much shine. But Ryan Schwartz, he was on our scout team, and he's quick. He can shoot it. He does everything. So he was tough. He doesn't get enough credit. But then some of these like bigger, stronger guys, it's a little tough for me to guard, and that's a lot of our team. But yeah,
I mean, for D1, you're a small guy being like an Asian American. Does that have any effect on you being Asian American?
A little bit. You definitely have a little bit more chip on your shoulder, and then when you do see other Asian Americans, you kind of stick together and you kind of respect it a lot more. So one of my favorite players was Xavier Lee out of Princeton. I don't know what ethnicity he is, but he's some type of Asian American, and he ended up just transferring to Florida. Yeah, so
I like Miles Che. He was at UC Irvine.
Yeah. So I think we'll be playing him as well. I think he's at New Mexico now. He just transferred there.
He transferred as well.
Yeah, so it should be pretty cool. Oh, no, he's at UNLV. Sorry.
Okay.
Still Mountain West team.
I don't think we'll let the camera know, but what are your plans for this year with the Aztecs?
So I'll still be around on the staff, still trying to figure out my role. But I have one more year left on my degree. So I'll finish up my graduate degree and then just assist the team in any way possible. Helping work out guys, breaking down some film, but just stay around, stay and be in Viejas during those games.
Is it like a different perspective being like a player and like kind of like a coach now?
A little bit. The transferring process has been a little weird because these were some of my teammates and some of my best friends for the past couple of months, and then to be like the coaching figure telling them what to do has been a little different. But I mean, those guys they're pretty easy to get along with, and I don't know. I'm really excited for this.
I think you guys can bring one home. You guys got a young squad. Taj, Pharaoh.
Oh yeah.
Even BJ and Miles are still young, so you guys brought in a couple guys. So
and no one got to see him this year, but Reese Waters. Reese, he's been dealing with the foot injury, and we've had him back for the spring, and he's just a special player. I mean, his shot making, his athleticism. I think there's a reason why he was our Mountain West preseason first team. So he's gonna be really good.
I'm gonna have to catch every game of Viejas.
Oh, we got you with tickets every time, so we got you.
Appreciate you. Anything in particular like this season you're looking into
for this upcoming season?
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat, we have the Players Era, which should be, like we said, that field is going to be crazy. There's the same teams from last year, and then you got I think Tennessee. I want to say Auburn's in it now. It's really just a bunch of top 25 teams. So we have a lot of guys coming back, but we'll also have a lot of new guys, and just really getting those guys to mesh together, and then we'll have a good summer, and hopefully that leads into a good non-conference, and then we'll see, hopefully make a deep run in March. But it all starts with the summer work. I
think where you guys start conference play is where it really shows how you guys are going to do in March.
Yeah. So we had a good win, Fresno State, but that was in November, and then we kind of slipped up a little bit with Utah State, which was a little tough. We thought we were in both games with Utah State, but they're a better team. Not a better team, but they were a better team in both of those games. They kind of executed a little better towards the end. But, yeah, we got to get off to a better conference start for sure.
And then Boise State, you guys dropped them twice, both in the regular season, and then playing them in the Mountain West tournament. Yeah. It is hard. Would you say it's hard to beat a team 3 times?
Definitely. It's definitely hard to be a great team 3 times, and they're a really good team. So they switched up their game plan. They weren't really too much of a three-point shooting team, and then I think they ended up shooting like 40-plus threes against us.
Was it Dagenhart?
Cardenas, he hit a couple threes. Buchanan, Meadow, all those guys. It was a contributing team effort for them. Yeah. But yeah, we gotta beat Boise next year, and they're a good team, so it's gonna be tough to do.
Even UNLV at home, I feel like Mountain West Conference play is really tough.
It's a really tough team. Obviously, they haven't had the results that they've wanted in the tournament. Colorado State did really well this year. New Mexico was able to pull out a win. but it's an underrated conference, and it doesn't really get the respect that it deserves on a national scale. But I mean, for me, I've had the utmost respect for it.
Me as well. I feel like just watching like San Diego State all the time, just seeing like different Mountain West teams, like there's competition in the Mountain West
Oh yeah, for sure. So it'll be a good league next year for sure.
for sure. Who's your funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate, it might be Miles Bird or Farrell Compton. Those guys are some pretty funny guys.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, those are good dudes to hang out with. They're always a good time.
Like even in the film room, like they can like just joke around.
In the film room, the funniest guy is probably Coach Dutch.
Really?
Yeah, he's always got some subtle one-liners. Not even subtle. They're just one-liners, and he's a pretty funny guy. At our banquet, he was just cracking jokes up on the stage for like an hour and a half straight, and hour and a half's a long time. But I don't think anyone in that room was sick of him. Like he's a pretty funny guy.
How would you describe San Diego State basketball culture in 3 words?
3 words. I would say tough. We always want to be really tough on the defensive end, rebounding, all that stuff. Together, togetherness. I feel like we got a really like good together culture. Transfer portal's hard. You lose a lot of guys, but we really want to stick together. And that's why we've retained so many people. And then I say tough together and I don't know, effort. Yeah, we always want to be the hardest playing team on the court. So yeah,
I like that together.
Effort. Yeah.
I was really sad when I seen Magoon entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, but it's a good place to be at, and he ended up coming back. So yeah, we got him for one more year. So all the Aztec fans should be really happy. He's going to be really good next year.
And then Miles as well. He goes to the NBA. Congratulations, but I hope to see him back as well.
Yeah, that one's a little double-edged sword because obviously you want to play with him at San Diego State because he's so good, but if he gets drafted the NBA, he's done everything he could for San Diego State, and we're so happy for him. He gets to realize his childhood dreams that he's wanted for so long. So.
And then we lose Nick Boyd to the transfer portal to Wisconsin.
Yeah, you can't fault him. I mean, Wisconsin's a really good place. He's going to have a really good opportunity, and then financially speaking, he's going to be set for life. So I can't see why he wouldn't make a decision like that. So yeah, we still love Nick. See him in the gym every single day, and whenever we see him, it's always a little dap and a hug. So yeah, no ill will towards him at all.
I think it's crazy how like NIL has changed the game.
Definitely.
Like growing up, I never saw that. Like people go there, they're there for 4 years, and then they're on to the next level.
Yeah, I would say it's more the transfer portal, just people moving every single year. NIL, I'm pro NIL. I think the players should be able to capitalize on their name. They've put in so much hard work that they should get paid for their efforts. But I could see how the transferring from team to team every single year could put a little sour taste in some people's mouth. And kind of
like some schools kind of have offer more.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It is a little tough. Some of these small fish schools, they definitely feel like they get the short end of the stick. But I feel like that's just how it goes sometimes, and you got to find new ways to compete, which is what I feel like some smaller schools have done, like UCSD, some of these other schools. So they're just prime examples. Yeah.
UCSD.
Yeah, they're really good.
Run.
Yeah.
So, I think when they fell to Michigan, I thought they were going to win that game.
Yeah, I got a couple close friends on UCSD. Camden McCormick, the one I played high school ball with. So he was on the team. So when I was watching that game and definitely pulling heavy for the Tridents. Definitely felt a little bad for them that they fell short, but it's March Madness.
Anything can happen in March.
Exactly. So.
What are your plans after college?
I want to get into coaching. So I feel like I got a really good spot here at San Diego State for this next year. Really just try and learn as much as I can from the staff. I feel like this is one of the premier programs in college basketball, and really just be a sponge and soak up as much as I can, and just try and start my coaching journey here.
So I know you just started the Kimo Ferrari basketball training. So for all ages, clinics, individuals, if you guys need any basketball training, hit up my man Kimo Ferrari.
Yeah, so look what he said. Just trying to train kids, help out some kids realize their dream. Obviously, dreams can be different. It could be playing for your high school team, middle school, college. So I feel like I could just do that in a fun way. So yeah, just training kids for right now. Yeah.
Working with kids, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So I have a lot of passion for that. my dad was a tennis coach and did similar stuff with little kids. So I've always just been around it my whole life, and yeah, it's really easy and it's fun for me.
Did you grow up playing tennis?
I did unwillingly. My sister was a college tennis player, so I always was the hitting partner. And like I said, I fell in love with basketball because I just thought it was more fun. That's what all my friends were doing, but a lot of times I found myself on a tennis court if I wanted to or not.
Any other sports you like play? I know you said baseball. Were
Uh,
you ever a football guy?
no, not a football guy. I was too skinny and I didn't really want to get hit. My parents wouldn't let me do that. But I played baseball, played a little baseball in high school, and then soccer growing up. I was a big soccer player. I love soccer. Yeah, so.
I mean, I grew up on football. I started into basketball, and then I really like golf too.
Yeah, starting to get into golf?
Have you golfed yourself?
No, not too much.
Oh.
You be playing out here, the courses?
I'd be just going to the range. I know there's one over here down the street, and then I had Top Golf recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that open up in San Diego?
Not yet. I was in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
Fun question. What's it like having the last name Ferrari?
It's cool. Some people, obviously, it's an easy joke for a lot of people, especially with basketball. It's like, oh, here comes Kimo Ferrari driving down the lane. So I've gotten that all my life. But yeah, it's really cool. And it's also easy for someone to spell out. Just say, yeah, it's Ferrari, like the car, and they understand it. Yeah.
What advice would you like give young kids hooping, whether it's like young age, middle school, high school?
Yeah, if it's basketball or anything, just like have some passion for it. And if you're going to do it, put like all you can into it. Don't hold anything back. And if you have passion, that's really easy for someone to do. Like, at least for me, for basketball, I love doing it. So waking up early, doing those long workouts, getting up when you're tired, it was really easy because, like I said, it's just a childhood's game. So do something that you're really passionate about, and you really won't have to work too hard because you'll enjoy doing it.
Nice, nice. And then 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself?
10 years ago, so I'd be 13, just in my teenage years. I would say don't stress out too much. It could be a tough time whether you're entering high school, going to college. You're gonna face some adversity, but you got great parents, great support system. You're really never gonna struggle too much. So just enjoy it as much as you can, and really don't stress out too much.
All right, we're nearing the end, Kimo. How can I ask more?
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I got some time.
Let's do it. I almost hit every single question.
All right, good. You didn't have to look at it too much. You remembered it.
Oh, I've been studying this a lot.
Nice.
I'm excited for this, man.
I don't know. I'm excited for this podcast. You should be good. We gotta get you some more guests.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'll ask some of the state guys. It's tough because we're just going on summer right now.
Yeah.
So some of them are going back home before they get back out here in July. But once July hits and they have some free time, definitely get them up here to the studio.
Who do you think would be the most down?
I don't know.
I talked to BJ. BJ has a Mo Money hoodie as well.
Yeah? I could get BJ. I'll ask BJ. So, yeah. I'm sure you have his Instagram, right? You just
I do,
DM him?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have BJ, Wayne. Actually, my barber cut up a couple people on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he cut up Taj. He cut up Wayne.
All right.
Farrell, yeah.
All some good dudes with some haircuts. I like that. They all
What
got
kind of
good
haircut do you
haircuts.
get?
No, just a trim. Nothing
a trim,
crazy.
nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
Justin Herbert, sports clips.
I want to get, like, outside of... I want to try to get some Padres. I really want to get Merrill. Merrill's one of my favorite players. Merrill and Machado, my two favorite players.
That'd be sick. That'd be some good goals to get those guys.
Yeah. But I wanted to rip the first one off with you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how to get in touch with these two guys. They're some superstars.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I could get in touch with you, but I didn't know it was that easy.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. No, definitely. I'm able, free, and willing to do it again. So.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Maybe after next season, for sure.
Yeah, a little recap. I like it. Make it a tradition.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's been Dow to the Wire. I'm Dylan Dow and Kimo Ferrari. Thank you for watching.